When two AIs talk to each other, when one model summarizes a document for another, or agents pass notes in a workflow, they still write in full, polished English. But here's the thing, that English is written for humans. No human is reading these messages. So this paper asks a provocative question. If the only reader is another AI, does the message need to be readable at all? Start with why this matters. Human language is gloriously redundant. Full grammar, connecting words, smooth narrative flow, all of it helps people follow and remember. For a machine, that redundancy is dead weight. It bloats the context window, which is one of the biggest, most expensive bottlenecks in long context and agent systems. Their proposal is a class of representations they call BabelTele. The idea: deliberately throw away human readability and let the model compress meaning into whatever dense, weird, compact form it likes. Abbreviations, symbols, emojis, fragments from multiple languages all crammed together. It's model-centric text, not human-centric text. This figure says it all. On the left, a normal verbose paragraph about the European Union. On the right, the same meaning in BabelTele. A tight soup of abbreviations, symbols, emojis, and multilingual fragments. To you it looks like gibberish. Feed both to an LLM, ask it questions, and it answers correctly from either, while the right one barely fills the context window. And here's the elegant part. There's no training, no special tokens, no model surgery. They just prompt the model, in a plain black box way, to compress text under 3 loose principles. Pull high-density words from any language, collapse verbose structures into symbols and emojis, and keep enough that the meaning is still recoverable. They call it symbolic-collapse. First, they prove it's genuinely not normal language. By readability metrics, BabelTele scores terribly, over 80% of its words flagged as difficult. And to the base language models, it's wildly improbable text. Its perplexity is over 1,000% higher than ordinary prose. This is not a tidy summary. It's a real departure from human English. But here's the twist that makes the paper. Unreadable does not mean unrecoverable. They give the same questions to humans and to Gemini. Humans, faced with BabelTele, crash, accuracy drops by 20 points. Gemini, it stays right up near its original accuracy. The model reads fluently what no person can. Which reveals the deep point. 3 things we usually assume are the same can actually be pulled apart. Human readability, looking like normal language, and being understandable to a model. BabelTele is unreadable and abnormal, yet perfectly understandable to the AI. Those properties are decoupled. Now the payoff that makes it useful: extreme density. In their headline result, BabelTele preserves 99.5% of the semantic fidelity, while shrinking the text to just 27.9% of its original length. Nearly all the meaning, in roughly a quarter of the space. It's not just one lucky point. Across long document Q&A and meeting transcripts, they trace a full accuracy versus compression curve. As you squeeze harder, ordinary summaries and a strong compression baseline degrade sharply. BabelTele holds its accuracy far longer, a strictly better trade-off between how much you compress and how much you keep. Fair worry. Does the reader have to secretly translate this gibberish back to English first, burning extra reasoning to do it? They checked. BabelTele's reasoning overhead is comparable to, sometimes even lower than, normal summaries. Any extra thinking comes from compression in general, not from BabelTele being weird. It's not paying a hidden tax. Then the most surprising finding of all. Is BabelTele a private code each model invents for itself? No. It's a shared cipher. Text compressed by one model, say Gemini, can be handed to a completely different model, like GPT or QN, with no fine-tuning, and that second model reads it just fine. Zero shot across model families. That cross-model portability is the real headline for the field. It suggests the ability to read these dense representations isn't a quirk of one model. It's a general capability that modern LLMs share, probably because they are all trained on overlapping symbols, languages, and structures. They've converged on a common compressed dialect. Where does this pay off in practice? 3 places the paper tests. Shrinking long documents for Q&A, compressing an agent's memory so it remembers more in less space, and slimming the messages agents pass to each other. In all 3, BabelTele preserves the semantics while cutting the context cost. Why does this matter beyond saving tokens? Because it challenges a deep default. We built the entire interface to AI around human-readable language, even when no human is in the loop. This paper shows that's a choice, not a necessity, and points toward genuinely model-native representations for the plumbing between AIs. It's worth pausing on the flip side. Dense language that AIs share but humans can't read is efficient, but it also means AI-to-AI communication could become opaque to human oversight. The same property that saves context could, taken far enough, hide what models are saying to each other. Efficiency and transparency can pull against each other. The authors keep it grounded. This is an empirical probe, not a finished protocol. It characterizes the phenomenon rather than explaining the mechanism. The gains depend on the specific compressor and reader pairing and the task. An extreme compression hits a space-time trade-off, where saving input tokens can cost extra reasoning. A promising direction, not a finished tool. So here's the one-line takeaway. Language built for humans is just one surface form for meaning. When the reader is an AI, you can strip away the readability and keep almost all the meaning in a quarter of the space. And remarkably, other AIs can read it too. The secret language of machines is already here. Thanks for watching.